Hi, I'm Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am setting up my bullet journal for the month of October. I wanted to go for something that was cute but had a slight spooky vibe because it is the month of Halloween. So I was inspired by a cutesy little anime that I watched recently called How to Keep a Mummy. Shout out to TikTok for putting me on it. I will link it down below if you're interested to watch yourself. The main character's name is Sora, and he, I believe, is a high school student whose dad works in, excavation or something, and essentially sends a little Egyptian mummy to him in Japan. Sora ends up naming the mummy Mikun, and it just follows Sora learning how to take care of Mikun and some adventures that they have. So I incorporated little images of him throughout my monthly setup. Here he is staring into a teacup. One of the things about getting closer to the end of the year for me is I start running out of pages. So I tend to do a full year in one bullet journal, but it's going to be a tight one this year. So this is a very compressed month when it comes to the number of pages and spreads that I was doing. So here I just have a one-page monthly overview. I'm also including my YouTube tracker along the bottom so that I can keep track of what videos I'm creating and what stage of creation they're in. Honestly, I haven't been using my monthly page that much, so I think this one-page style will be just fine. On the next page, I am doing my habit tracker. I decided to tie in this nice warm brown color that kind of goes with the teacup vibe from the other page, and I thought it was also just a cozy color to go with the fall. So that is what I'm doing here. I am filling in one little calendar blob for each of the habits I will track in October. I have enough space to track 8 habits. I usually end up picking what habits I'll be tracking closer to the beginning of the month, but some of the ones I usually track are whether or not I've exercised in a day, if I've gotten 8 or more hours of sleep, which that happens less often than I would want, but it's fine. I also like to track days when I don't spend any money or when I make my bed, that type of thing. But there's a couple there that I have on rotation and kind of switch in and out. The other half of my habits page is going to be for gratitude. I try to write something I'm grateful for every day. I am better at it some days than others, but bullet journals are for us to use and not to feel bad about. That is my philosophy. So whenever I use it is great, and if I don't, that is just fine too. This next page I'm working on is my first weekly spread for the month of October. This is a pretty standard setup that I have been using for a while now, and I find that it works really well for me. On the left-hand side of the page, I'll make little separators so that each day of the week has space to put down different events that might be happening. On the right side of the page is a running task list, so just all of the different things I might have to complete within a week. Below, in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a little kind of grid line. That is for my step counter, so I like to keep track of how many steps each day I'm getting. The goal is, of course, 10,000. Not always hitting that. And then I filled the bottom right-hand corner with another little drawing of our mummy friend. I think it'll be really fun finding different ways to incorporate this little mummy throughout the month. For the little separators for each day of the week, I decided to do a little 5-petal flower. That's kind of a motif that shows up within the anime as well, so I thought it tied it in nicely. And then red is a nice autumnal color, so I thought I'd add that into our little color palette. And yeah, it's a very simple setup. I feel like I can do it relatively quickly. I think I'll get better at drawing the mummy as the month goes on, but I'm okay with taking a little extra time doing the pencil sketching as needed for the mummy because I want him to look nice and cute. Now for the flip through, here is the title page where I just drew a little picture of the mummy. And then here I have my October monthly spread, as well as space to do tracking for YouTube, habits, as well as gratitude. A lot packed in there, but I think it'll do the trick just fine. And then finally, here's that first weekly spread. I end up doing this same spread for every week, and that's why I didn't show you all of them, but it's a really simple spread, but I think very functional. I've used this for my work from home life, and I think it would work pretty well for students as well. Just kind of depends on how busy your schedule is. But I hope you enjoyed seeing how I set up my bullet journal this month. Let me know in the comments down below what you are doing for your October bullet journal theme. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!